Hello everyone, back to tuning in to today's bird video. We're going to have a look at the weather for 10 to 14 days for today's bird video. Day 10 will take us to the 4th of August. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the GFS and Ensembles. Over around a couple of weeks, we'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. So that will get us well into the second half of August. I should get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video release today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've also released the EC 30-day look at for the UK and for the rest of Europe too, the 30-day European outlook. So check out those two links if you like to do that. Like, share and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. And thank you so very much everybody for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. Right, well, we're going to start off essentially in temperature. CT is still sitting at 16.1. It's not moving, is it? That's 0.1 of a degree above the 61 to 99 average. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 24th of July. I was expecting that to tick down because I thought yesterday was quite chilly actually in the CET region. Yeah, for the time of year, it's all comparative, isn't it? So, I mean, it wasn't cold or chilly really yesterday, but for the time of year, I thought there was quite a chill to the air. But no, it's just sticking very stubbornly around that low 16th mark. So quite where we're going to finish up, I'm not sure. I was thinking we'd drop down into the 15s, but whether we'll just stay there at around 16 degrees, we shall see. We've got another week to go. It'll be interesting to see where we end up with the CT when we get to month's end. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. The next week, we're looking at Wrexham today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Wrexham, starting off below average of the upper air temperature. They're going to tick up a little bit over the next few days, but it's only associated with an area of low pressure, you see. So we can't rain with that, so we probably won't realise the temperature potential particularly, but there is a bit of a tick up going on with the upper air temperatures there around the middle part of the week, Wednesday into Thursday. Then we drop again with the upper air temperatures as we get to the end of the week and the weekend, and then we just hover very close to the long-term 30-year average, close to or even a little bit below average all the way through the first week to 10 days of August. Nothing particularly exciting showing up. There was a GFS run yesterday for 12Z that brought summer back, but it looks like that very quickly has been dropped by the GFS, and the ensemble never really went for it. Was an outlier anyway. So for the time being, it looks like the relatively cool and unsettled summer weather continues. Precipitation wise, yes, it's going to be more wet weather, so we've got low pressure bringing heavy rain in through the middle part of this week. That's that precipitation spike just there. We're going to have a few days of dry weather at the end of the week, showery conditions, but it's not long before the wet weather is back into next week. Further showers and or longer spells of rain to come. Temperature anomalies for the 25th of July to 2nd of August, about average, not a particularly big deviation either way. Precipitation anomalies from 25th of July, 2nd of August, average to a bit wetter than normal in some places. The latest Windflow Map, excuse me, from earthnorthschool.net shows that we're between low pressure today. We've got one low. That's one that's with us over the weekend. Up over Scandinavia, more low pressure is in the Atlantic. So we're not exactly under a transient ridge today. We're more under a cold, really. And we are still close to Charles, so there's further shower, particularly in northern and eastern parts of the country. But between those two areas of low pressure, perhaps a drier day today, and for many of us tomorrow, but this area of low will be on its way in by the end of tomorrow, bringing more wet weather into the west. Right, let's go through chart data then. Let's have a latest UK Met Euro is looking for midnight on Friday. Low pressure in the Atlantic, keeping the showery theme going, and that low pressure gets closer to the country through the weekend, so there will be further showers and or long spells of rain over the weekend into the beginning of next week. Next area of low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic, so that brings more wet weather Monday through to Tuesday. Icon again with the area of low pressure just out to the west of the country. On Friday, that area of low pressure moving in from off the Atlantic over the weekend, bringing plenty of showers and or longer spells of rain. More low pressure through the beginning of next week. That will bring some heavy rain with. That's the first day of August. First day of August looks unsettled with low pressure right over top of the country. And that low pressure gradually easing to the east and pulling in this cool north-northeasterly wind as we get through to 1st of August. So that could be quite a notably cool start to August, actually. If there's a lot of cloud and showers and longer spells of rain, with wind coming in from the northeast, that could bring some really quite low temperatures for the opening day of August, in complete contrast to last year, of course. GFS Midnight Run, again, has that area of low pressure just to the west of Scotland and Ireland on Friday. That low pressure coming in across the country through the weekend, bringing showers and or longer spells of rain. Monday, the next area of low is on its way in. That brings further showers and or longer spells of rain too. Notice wind pulling into the north there. The first day of August looks unsettled and cool. And the unsettled, cool, showy weather continue up towards daytime. Though by daytime, which is the 4th of August, we might just be starting to get a hint of some higher pressure from the southwest. So we do get a little bit of a ridge going down in the south. That would bring some significantly warmer weather, but it doesn't last all that long. The ridge is soon weakening by the 6th of August. The ridge is starting to weaken and allow the next low come in from the northwest. And then you notice this feature here. Now we're a long way out. We're up to the 8th of August now, but notice that low just there. I think that would be the remains of a tropical storm and or hurricane moving into the North Atlantic. That's the first time we've seen one of those appearing, I think, on the charts through the season, for the season. So that's of note, a very significant area of low pressure there close to Newfoundland. That low eventually moves into the middle of the North Atlantic and starts to build up this ridge. So maybe it will be like a hurricane, remains of a hurricane, and or tropical storm that will flip the pattern, start to build some higher pressure. I'll have to wait and see about that, but that's quite a significant development. But it's right at the very end of the GFS Midnight Run, and therefore, it might not ever materialise. I'll wait and see. But GFS 6Z again for low pressure out to the west of the country on Friday. I'm going to try to put it once again, and that low pressure coming in across the country through the weekend, bringing showers and or longer spells of rain into the early part of next week. Further low pressure piling in from off the Atlantic will bring spells of rain and quite cool temperatures all with it. Up to daytime, cool showering with winds in from a northwest direction. Some higher pressure starts trying to build around the 4th, 5th of August. This is a trend on both of the GFS runs. Does bring some warmer weather, particularly to the south, for a couple of days over that weekend of the 5th and the 6th of August. And then we're back to low pressure again by the very end of GFS 6. The ridge, a high pressure is weakening, and the low is coming back in. No remnants of any tropical storm and or hurricane on the GFS 6. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that for us. We need to put on around 30, actually a little bit less than 30, around 27, 28 subscribers to get ourselves to 16.5k, 16,500 subs. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, it would be amazing, it would be incredible, and we thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Make sure you ding the bell as well, and then you'll be notified by YouTube when we release our content, live streams, community posts, and of course, our video uploads. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. GM, again, with the low pressure coming in off the Atlantic on Friday and into the weekend. It's an unsettled weekend with showers and or longer spells of rain to come. More low pressure piling in for the early part of next week. That again brings further showers and or longer spells of rain with it. And up to date, it just really stays unsettled. No pressures in control, bringing spells of rain too. And then ECMWF looks like this. Again, low pressure just west UK and Ireland on Friday. That low pressure comes meandering in through the weekend, bringing showers and or longer spells of rain with it. Further low pressure in the early part of next week will keep the unsettled theme going. That's the first or second day of August. Looks quite cool and showery, the low pressure in the north seeing the winds are pulling in from the north-northeast direction. Cool showery conditions all the way up to day 10. Actually, we keep wind in from the north, which is a cool and showery wind direction. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Temp.com. So showers, particularly in the north and northeast today. Tomorrow, best wet weather gathering in the Atlantic by the middle of tomorrow. That heavy rain then advancing eastwards through tomorrow afternoon. Very wet, thoroughly wet by the time we get through to the early hours of Wednesday or Thursday morning. Heavy rain there across many parts of the country. And that wet weather pushing through by the time we get through to Thursday itself. It sort of hangs on the southeast though, so it'll be quite wet through the morning in the southeast corner, but it's replaced by sunshine and showers elsewhere. And then into those showery conditions through the end of the week and into the weekend, with the low pressure sinking in across the country, bringing plenty of showers over the weekend. And then the next low comes in early next week, bringing further heavy rain from off the Atlantic, spells of wet weather coming in with that. It looks a bit unsettled, this, doesn't it? And all the way up to daytime, we keep those showers going, particularly in the north and in the east. And these are the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles Day 4. Day 10 gets us to the 4th of August. 15 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure just to our east. A ridge is out to the west, so that brings the wind in to a cool and showery northerly direction. 11 with low pressure in the North Sea. High pressure reaching to our southwest, again rather cool and showery with that. 9 building some higher pressure up from the southwest, that will bring something a bit drier and warmer into the south. 8 with low pressure right over top of the country, and 4 with low pressure over slight to the east of the country. And then finally another 4 with a ridge just out to our west and northwest, and low pressure is to our south and east, and winds again are coming in from a north or a northeasterly direction. Most of those options are involving low pressure at day 10. There is a possibility we might shift towards higher pressure, but most of the options there seem to involve low pressure close to the country anyway at day 10. What about in 2 weeks' time? These are the options that we've got. Now, this does show signs of a change, perhaps. This is from the 9th of August. 19 members of the ECM Ensembles have high pressure ridging to our east and going up to Scandinavia. Low pressure or lower pressure out to the Atlantic. That will bring the wind up from a southerly southeasterly direction. That should be a lot drier and warmer, actually. 17 with a trough through the north and west of Europe, combined with some higher pressure up towards Greenland and Iceland. That looks relatively cool and showery. And then 15 with high pressure just out to our west, and some lower pressure just to the east. So perhaps a little bit showery with that one. So, you know, there's a possibility, and it's been ongoing for a few days now. There is a possibility that as we go through the first week, 10 days of August, we might transition from low pressure to high pressure and bring back summer. But again, it's only possibilities at the moment. You know, it's just options, possibilities, if buts and maybes. And reliably, up to day 10 anyway, it looks cool and unsettled. CFS V2 finally, so these are 500 millibar height, and lines breaking down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 25th of July to the 31st. The next week, or this week, we'll have low pressure over into the east of the country, looking cool and showery. Week 2 will be the 1st to the 7th of August. Low pressure in the North Atlantic, again relatively cool and showery with that. Week 3 is going to be the 8th to the 14th of August. The trough of low pressure is right in over top of the country. Again, looking cool and showering. But big change for week 4. This is the 15th to the 21st of August. High pressure above average heights re-emerging across many parts of Europe, actually, and up into the North Atlantic as well. So all you can say about that is that obviously it is a significant change. It's 4 weeks away, so it's a long way out. But if it did come off, that would bring back summer, and we would turn much warmer and drier into the 3rd week of August. We'll have to wait and see how that works out. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, then please can you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. And it's amazing and it's incredible. And we thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that for us. And as I say, ding the bell, you'll be notified when we release our content, when we live stream, when we release videos, when we post community posts, etc, etc, etc. So thank you so much, everybody, for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. And around 27, 28 subscribers now is all we need to get ourselves to 16.5k ultimate target at the moment, of course, is 17k, but we should wait and see how long that takes. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, just to tell you what's coming up tomorrow, we're going to have a 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. The excellent USA forecast is back as well. I think I'll look at JMA seasonal model too. We might do that. I've got to do the mid-season review for the summer forecast as well, so whether I can squeeze that in tomorrow, I'm not sure. Watch your space on that. And then on in the evening at 6 p.m. we'll be live streaming our 10 to 14 day, so I should see you live tomorrow evening, hopefully at 6 o'clock for our 10 to 14 day. You enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and for this video, that's all for now, and thanks so much.